Hey guys, Solarkneecaps here with another episode of Iron to Masters. Now, on the last episodes, we kind of been talking about doing more like end game sort of things. We've talked about pivoting, about stage 7, but in this episode, we're actually going to be going into more of how and why we're choosing particular augments. So, again, here, we're going to. Hey guys, Solarkneecaps here with another episode of Iron to Masters. Now in this episode we're going to do more of a deep dive into our augment choices. Now sometimes they can be pretty obvious, sometimes not, but I think it's still good to go over these things. We're getting a little bit of hints that it looks like we're going to have augments and maybe even some other sets. They might kind of be here to stay. So it's really important that we kind of go through our thought process and still cover some of the more fundamental things, but I'm not going to go into such detail on why I think a particular board is strong and this, that, and the other. But we will when we kind of get into the augments, and still keeping in mind some of the other things we have in terms of making sure we're scouting, our general composition, our best board, all these sorts of things. So here, I mean, there's the idea of getting a singed pair, but I'm just going to kind of pick two generically good units. Poppy is just great because Yordles are always very strong, and TF is fantastic for early game win streaking. So that's why I picked it. And, maybe I kind of want to go Arcanist. I mean, we'll see. I mean, we have pretty good items. I mean, that's a Yone item right there, so we can go Challengers. So, alright. Obviously, one of the first things you want to do is kind of scout in general, especially if you have an augment that is like, hey, you get +1 Challenger, +1 Sniper, these sorts of things, and you want to see if you're actually going to be immediately contested. So we don't have that choice. So these are the three options that we have. Now, what do I think is the best? So if we're going to go for, Clear Mind, I think is fantastic in terms of it actually kind of levels you up, and you essentially get to level at a really quick rate. And if we want to still aim for some of these higher cost units, that would be the one that we go into. And Sunfire Board, Makeshift, we're just gonna opt for Clear Mind for right now. And our idea is that we're going to be playing pretty much whatever we get, and at the end of the round we're going to get a little bit more experience each time, as long as we have an empty board. And the idea here is that we want to essentially play our... Well, let me just go ahead and kind of pick out the front line here. There you go. For now, we can put item here. Kind of generically put them in the corner. We can kind of just place our units. We don't have to worry about it too much, so we'll opt for something sort of like this. And for now, we'll just put QS on TF, so we don't even have to worry about it. And it looks like we might be playing an AD or Yone comp, so here we don't even have to worry about the Blitzcrank. So again, our idea is that, okay, well, if I want to play Yone, we have Makeshift, which is okay, since typically you want to only itemize like your main carry being like Leona, or you also want to, and you just have your AD items on Yone, but sometimes that can't always be the case, and challengers really do like to have that extra emblem on them, and sometimes depending on how many challengers you get, it can be a little bit tricky to kind of balance it out. Sunfire, I think, is actually a fantastic augment. Let's see if there's a way we can improve our board at all. No, seems fine to me. We'll be looking for bruisers. We're just going ahead and see what mutant is real quick. Okay, cybernetic enhancements. That's nothing crazy. It is tempting to maybe sell and play, but we'll go ahead and stick with this. I don't know if we're going to be playing mutants this game. But again, since Morello is such a strong item, and oftentimes you're going to be building into it in almost any comp, it's kind of like, well, Sunfire Board's okay, it's fine early, these sorts of things, but at the end of the day, it's not as important, just because there is a lot of really good options for healing reduction. So we're just going to go ahead and use this opportunity to, even if we win streak, even if we lose streak, we're just going to try to level very quickly, get to 8, maybe even push 9, depending on how healthy we are, and then during that time we're going to be stabilizing. So that gives us the option to play compositions that like a lot of 4 costs. So, alright, I mean, I think this one's pretty obvious here. And we can maybe mix things up a little bit, but we're just going to go ahead and we're going to replace TF with MF, just a generically stronger unit, and obviously we're not buying anything because you want to keep a clear bench and a clear mind. So again, Yona is just kind of the idea I have in the back of my head. If not, this is okay for Jhin. We can even play Urgot. Urgot got buffed a little bit this patch, so we might even play something 80. But at the same time, we haven't bought like a rod or a sword or anything like that. So really, we're actually looking very flexible on what we can offer. And clear bench is essentially going to be giving us like almost like a free force of nature. And the thing you just have to like keep your hands off the keyboard. It's gonna be a force of habit of like buying all these units, but nope. But we were looking to get clear mind value until at least level 7 or 8. So here, you know, we have a couple of options. You know, again, choke out. You know, mutants have been considered to be pretty solid. Mutant reroll is definitely not an awful comp. I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of take a generic item. And it is actually almost tempting to play that. But we do have 2 bodyguard, 2 bruiser, so maybe we'll just kind of relax, enjoy the free gold, go from there. Enjoy leveling up very, very quickly. At the end of a round, not at the beginning of the round. So, low-key, it is actually kind of tempting to level and buy Tristana, but I don't think we're going to go that crazy. And in the meantime, we'll just go ahead and put that on her. Something like this. There's not too much strategy in terms of which out of these bodyguards or which of these units I should put in, particularly in the front. Obviously, you want Darius to hit the most unit. I mean, you really want everyone to kind of deal with the most units, but yeah, I mean, they're all frontline units. You don't have to think about it too hard. It's not like Leona where, you know, her ability actually, you know, changes her positioning quite drastically versus like, well, you know, if you're in the front line, you're probably going to get hit up no matter where within the front row you are. And MF doing a fantastic job carrying us to the early game. Okay, so getting our win streak in would be quite nice, but one thing I'm just going to immediately do, I see this. I think that will keep our board fairly stable. I think that's a nice upgrade. Get some scrap value, so we're going to go ahead and do something like this. So that way, if there's a unit over here, he gets pulled. We got Trundle to attack him. We're making sure that since Trundle can possibly get Zeeks or Banshees, we want him in the middle. Very basic stuff. And we're getting a lot of value out of this QSS. It's kind of crazy. I don't imagine we're going to win this round, but still not too upset about it. You know, again, if we're going to be aiming to try to, you know, play some of these, you know, level 7, level 8 comps, we're really just looking to minimize our losses more than winning. You know, getting a unit there would be nice. But again, I mean, we're making 30 gold, level 5. What, 86 health? I mean, we're doing not shabby at all, but we'll go ahead and scout to see. Okay, we already placed. We fought the top guy, and the second, and the third. So you have a guy just above us and below us that we have to play. Okay, so I mean, this is just kind of a strictly better upgrade, so we'll pick it up. Pretty simple. Bodyguard for a bodyguard. We're definitely going to be on the market for 2-star in our units, but we're kind of hoping that our unit quantity will kind of make up for some of our unit quality. Okay, we got a sword. Okay, but we got a rod. Options here. A lot of options here. So we really can play anything, isn't that something? So here, I mean, we do have a there's, you know, there's an Urgot right here. So I think what we're going to go ahead and do is maybe do something like this. That seems fine. Let's put in a good unit. I mean, we got a 4 cost. GA is an excellent slammable item. You know, if we're still opting to play Yone, you know, that's not the worst thing in the world. We can have QSS, J, and Hurricane. And we're enjoying the fact that we have 6 units. And even though none of them are 2-star, they're still pretty high quality. And, I mean, our... you know, we have Scrap Bodyguard and Bruiser are some of the best, you know, 2 augments you can have. I just had the slow crawl of killing a Darius. There we go. Easy peasy. So Bruiser, if you do have a Bruiser frontline, it is a little bit easier to pivot into Urgot, but it's not always necessary. Now here, we can do a couple of options. You know, it's like we really want the Vibe pair leveling aggressively since we don't really need it. We haven't really been buying XP, so we're actually pretty rich. So let's do that.
Let's get cracking.
Let's do that. Do something like this. This looks pretty strong. Work our way to 8. Join our clear bench. So this guy is taking a slightly different approach, but he's the other clear bench, clear mind player. So he, you know, opted to eco there, or I opted to level. So he is definitely a lot weaker than I. He's at what is that, 64? So it'd be interesting to have seen his point of view to see exactly. You know, you definitely don't want to take that much damage, but I think the fact that he hasn't slammed any items is definitely a key component to that. We've talked about that previously. All right. So here we go. We have a couple options. So if we're playing AD, Weak Spot is a fantastic augment. It essentially gives your entire team a free Last Whisper. Ascension is okay. Obviously, it's been nerfed a lot, but it's essentially good if you're wanting to, or you're already kind of in a more of a stalling comp, like an Orianna, a Victor, Tom Kench. So that way you get his most Ascension value. And Scrap Heart is not the worst thing in the world, especially because it almost allows us to play for Scrap, but I'm not super into that. I'm really liking a Weak Spot here and going some sort of AD comp, since we already kind of have Urgot, and I'm feeling pretty good about this. Ooh, Twin Shot would be nice. Twin Shot would be really nice. So I think what we're actually going to do is replace MF. You've done a fantastic job. We're going to put JP kind of here in the front. Something like this. And we kind of just have the loose rod, which can be a couple of things. For now, we'll just put it on GP, since I don't really know who else can accept it. And our positioning is pretty basic. We just have everything in the front line. And, you know, we're just enjoying the fact that we have QSS, so we don't have to worry about Scions in the future, Blitzcranks. Whoa, God, what a Darius heal. Okay, we're on the TF, the strongest unit in the game, apparently. We're getting some free gold. Thank you, Kingplay. And just as a fun fact, if you are playing Clear Mind and you have mercenaries, your chest does not count against it. Ooh, that is a good Yoni, but we're probably not going to pick that up. So again, we're looking for a good item for our Urgot. So we're looking for bow or sword. There's also a bow Jin, so that's probably not going to happen. Sword here would be just fine. If not, whoa. Okay, yeah. So it looks like we'll take the sword for our Urgot. Oh, whew. And we'll look to just kind of, you know, they kind of reduce the value of Hurricanes, so probably not super necessary to worry about picking that up. So we'll go ahead and plop it right there and call it a day. Continue to get our clear bench value. Just going to move Urgot slightly. Just kind of, you can move him around. There's not... I think this positioning is fine. I like being able to pull. We can go ahead and do a little bit of scouting. Looks like pulling to the left is more than fine, so. we'll sit back and relax and enjoy just kind of taking our hands off the keyboard, letting Clear Bench do its thing. Ooh, Sunfire Capes is a nice pickup here. So that Gangplank is actually kind of scary. So he has Hurricane and he has Weak Spot as well. Nice. That's kind of ruder. And it looks like, did he just get cashed out too? Wow. So we're actually sitting pretty good. Ooh, nice level up here, and there we go. We're going to be playing Urgot. Obviously want this Bruiser. It'd be nice to pick up this Leona, but Urgot doesn't really pivot great into Bodyguard. So if you notice that you kind of are in a 50-50 between, okay, well, I have Bodyguards as a front line, and I don't know if I want to do Urgot or Jin or Yone, you're going to want to look into probably going Yone or Jin instead, since the type of compositions that are built around him typically can be pivot into you a lot easier, versus Bruisers and Urgot kind of just go hand in hand, since the default units you want to play are Zac and Mundo, which are not bad units by any stretch, but we'll see. Wow, I just have Fi in the back line doing some work. That's kind of funny. Nice. Some good value going on here. We're going to be hitting 8 in no time. Okay, Akali, we're not super interested in that. And Trundle, it's okay. Not a big deal. Not worth losing any free. How much are we doing? We get 3 XP? Wow. That's nice. That's actually really nice. And Lissandra is also a good unit to obviously play around. I mean, it's Chemtech. But we're probably just going to be playing the 3 Chemtech anyway. I think we're going to go all the way to 5 unless we get to 9. See? Oh, well, that's quite nice. So we have an Infinity. Oh, I forgot to. Oh, bless my heart. Well, after that tragedy, let's do this for now. And blue buff is actually not an awful choice. So here I could build Redemption, which I am kind of tempted to. Or do I want blue buff? I'll just go ahead and do something like this. I like Redemption. It's fine on Mundo, and I kind of don't, you know, like blue buff is like an acceptable item, obviously, especially pretty good on Orion to get those very quick casts. But I'm just not really looking for that currently. Whew. Yeah, I mean, this guy hit some pretty good augments here. But at the same time, you know, he's level 7 still, so we're doing okay. He is probably the strongest guy in the lobby. What this guy was up to. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I beat him not too long ago. Seraphine, let's go see where that is. Oh, it's a pretty good spot actually for Urgot, so. And so we're going to be getting 3 per turn anyway, and we're at 73, so I feel like it's safe enough, even if we lose the next handful of rounds, that we can go ahead and go 8, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. We're going to hope to hit some pairs, and we're pretty much going to be playing Urgot Jinx, which hasn't been great for us in the past, but I feel, you know, I feel confident about it. Our Urgot is dead as a doornail, but that's alright. Maybe the assassins will just ignore him now, right? Shaco won't even turn around. Oh, I died anyway, because of Morello. Alright, well, it's a good loss at least. Good loss. Good loss. 1 unit loss. That's exactly what we're looking for. Well, I mean, a win would also be nice. Oh, so Jin, you know, pivoting into Jin is technically not impossible for us. It is tempting. Let's go ahead and see what's being contested right now. If we're feeling more Jin or more Urgot, so this guy's going to be going Urgot. Guy is just going to what he's going, so looks like no one's really playing Jin or Urgot, so I think I might just kind of think about it for a bit. Let me just think. We definitely lose this as well, by the way. Again, our entire board is 1 star. But again, we're just looking for good losses. Which I think Urgot is kind of letting us get these good losses. I mean, 3-unit loss here is not bad. Wow, almost 4. Or almost a 2. Plus gold. Yeah, we'll just stick. You know, listen. We haven't had an Urgot game go well. I'm feeling it this time, guys. That Mundo would be fantastic for us. And that Jinx. Wow, that Jinx would be incredible. Yep, saw that coming. Mundo's the next best thing. And if not that, then... I'm not sure. Well, we don't have really, yep, saw that coming. So we'll just pick up the Jhin just to pick up a Jhin. None of these other items are really interested, and this, this can turn into something else. So we'll go ahead and... We'll probably go ahead and sack 1 more, since if we went level 9 right now, we would only have about 20 gold to work with. So we'll go ahead and wait 1 more round. And we're pretty much going to be pivoting our entire board, but we're going to be 9 at 4-6. So that's going to be pretty nice. In fact, we'll probably just go ahead and level at... Well, we'll see how bad we lose. Okay, we're going to see other guy. How many 2 stars does he have? Oh, he's got 2 more than I have. Quite fortunate for him. Okay, we killed 1 unit. Can we kill another? Okay, alright. Okay, there we go. Oh wow, and he was able to pick up that Jinx. How fortunate for him. Oh wow, 3-unit loss here is perfect. 3-unit loss here is perfect. So I'm very curious to see when he's actually going to be going 9, because, you know, obviously we kind of picked the same augment, but I'm a little bit healthier than he is, but he's a little stronger than me. So I'm not really super interested in Shrug It Off. Stand United, I think I just want more stats at the end of the day. And we can go ahead and open up the floodgates a little bit. Do we want to roll down? I mean, at this point now we can hold on to units since there's no point in us leveling up. Fiora's a pretty good unit. These are all good things, so we'll go ahead and replace you with you. We'll probably go ahead and... I mean, I'm pretty happy with this. Something like this. Oh, obviously we don't want you. No, no. I'll take more frontline over this. And the immediate gobble. That's pretty funny, actually. And push-ups to shove. If we don't find Urgot, we can actually pivot into Jace. So it won't be the worst thing in the world. Oh, 1 second from casting. There we go. Boom! Look at that. Pathetic display indeed. And what's nice about Kench and Jace is that they give us an extra buff here. Ooh. We're not playing Fiora, so we'll just hold on to this. Not really getting any scrap value, and we're at 4, so let's... There you go. Makes a little more sense. Yeah, definitely if we hit Jace 2 before we hit Urgot, we're just gonna ditch Urgot altogether. And right now we don't have enough econ in order to feed Tahm Kench, so we're getting there. So let's go ahead and let's roll. We have a lot to hit. Still have a lot to hit. Boom. Oh, we have a lot of pairs. We have a lot of pairs. Yeah, boy. Well, I guess we'll just kind of hang out. For now, here's a sword. something like this. I should probably have Janna on the other side. But at least this case, if there's a Blitzcrank here, it'll just pull against the Urgot who has QSS. Oh, that Talon went to the wrong neighborhood. How's this guy level 6? Wow. Poor guy. He definitely did not have a very fortunate game, to say the least. Locking for Mundo here is a little bit of a grief since we have nothing but pairs sitting on our bench. You know, every time we roll, we have a very good odds of hitting something, especially a legendary now that it's up to 16%. Alright, so here we go. We have a lot to roll for. Okay, boom. Alright, well that's, you know, one step at a time. I do kind of like this double redemption for the instant cast. It's going to help with some of these singular front lines, but I'll keep note. It won't help against Blitz. So we are a bit contested, which is kind of funny that this guy somehow is better 2-stars than I do. So I just saw that there's a Blitzcrank here, so I'm just going to go ahead and put this the Socialite on Jace. I mean, he's still really strong, so don't worry about that too much. Enforcer, nice. I think they did buff frontline Jace too, so that's something to kind of look into. I feel like this Tahm Kench has just been absolutely smurfing with what he's been consuming. I mean, I haven't gotten anything from him yet. But we're getting there. Boom. Okay. Boom. 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 Alright, here's a Darius. I gave him armor, not health. Wow. Okay. Some extra armor never hurt. Okay, so we're going to place our guy right here because when we're looking and scouting, like, we want to gobble up Blitz is fine. And really, we saw, like, over here... Oh, wait, did he... Yeah, people kind of moving their units around. It's hard to say. There's a lot of people to scout to try to get maximum value. I'm hoping this... Okay, well, it's just going to be on the Scion. Wow, this guy is... Wow, I have had some very bad luck this game, apparently. The fact that this guy is on Jinx, too, and I have unlimited pairs. Okay, well, that's fine. Again, you know, we're just getting unlucky. It's variance. We got a little bit fortunate by... I don't know. I don't know what we would say. So here, Shroud would be fine. A good frontline item would be good. Really anything would be okay here. I mean, Shroud is definitely our #1 pick, but I don't think we're going to get it. So now we don't really have too many great options. We're just going to go ahead and get an item for our Jace. So go ahead and get Titans. Not the worst item. Alright, here we go again. Boom. There you go. Yeah, boom. Alright. Just lock it. I'm pretty happy with this shop anyway. Again, we haven't been able to feed our boy quite yet, but we're getting there. Once we hit an amount of 2-stars, you know, we have a lot to hit still. We still have 3 pairs sitting on our bench, but this is going to get locked up, so be a little happier about that. And we're hoping Tahm can actually get us some items. That'd be the most optimal. Reroll guy's looking pretty strong. Oh, somehow that's, well... interesting. Very interesting. Be kind of a shame if this isn't a top 4. I'll be real with you. I know you don't have a lot of AP, Tom, but you have to eat. Okay, so let's do a little bit of scouting. Okay, so Shroud, we just fought that guy. So let's put him about right here. Do something like this. I'll have some corner bait. I'm liking this. I'm hoping the 2-star Jace is a big enough spike. And this guy's board, I mean, definitely doesn't look weak. I mean, is Lux just that strong? I don't know, honestly. Ooh. No, yep. That is just that strong. 11. Oh, wow. You know, I thought we were actually kind of coasting into a top 4. But were we just too contested? I don't know. Do we just need a re-frontline Jace? Because I think they buffed frontline Jace again. We might need more frontline. We might need Urgot too. Okay, well that's going to be a nice Jace item at least. We do kind of just have this worthless Gangplank here. This could be probably a lot of different things. That's probably more worth than Twin Shot currently right now, honestly. Maybe even Seraphine. Well, actually that's Socialite, Seraphine 5 mana per second, every 2 seconds. That's pretty much... That's just kind of... Pretty much just good. Just almost strictly better. Okay, there we go. That's nice. Okay, this is now better. That's a huge upgrade. Alright, well, now we just kind of have to... Hands up and believe. Okay, tank's down, but I don't think we have enough damage to get through it. And 8, yeah, we're definitely bot 5 here. Yeah. Okay, well. So, I feel like we... Oh, wow, that's bot 6. Oh, that's so tragic. Oh, that's so tragic. But, again, I think we... you know, what can we learn from that game? So, again, I don't think we did anything essentially wrong. I think that was, again, just kind of talking about variance here. There's a theory that maybe we just should have rolled at 8 and stabilized then, and then went to 9, but at the same time, I felt like we just kind of ran into a little bit of poor luck in not hitting some of our carries, and maybe there's a little bit of positioning error. It's really hard to say, but we're just going to chalk that one up to variance, and I think we played a pretty good game, all things considered. But go ahead and follow me on Twitch, where you can see me level up my Masters account. I'm not going to lie, I played some yesterday, and those were easier games than some of these gold ones. I don't know. Y'all cracked out here. These gold players ain't no joke. It's kind of funny. But anyway, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Go ahead, put in the comments if there's any particular subject you want to talk about, and we can go over it. But in the meantime, see y'all.